So when I was a kid, my old man, he brought down all these singles he weren't interested in anymore. And he put them all out in front of us, and there was me and my brothers, and he said, "You can have whatever you want." And I was like, "Yeah." I sort of sat back. So my brothers, he had about 50 or 60 of them, right? And my brothers were grabbing armfuls, and I remember to this day I had 3 records out of it. That's all I did. I went in and I had All or Nothing on immediate. I had Mr. Pitiful by Otis Redding, and I had Rain and Penny Lane by the Beatles. That was the 3 I wanted. I wasn't bothered by anything else. I was like, that's it, that's me. That's me. Not Penny Lane, Rain and...
No, Rain was a B-side.
Paperback Writer.
Yes.
Paperback Writer and Rain. And I thought...
that was a rarity then.
But that's all I wanted, yeah. So I had a unique, never been seen before thing. But but that's how, like, my dad, he's a little bit younger, I suppose. So my dad's in his mid-60s now. And he was into things like, sort of like prog rock, that kind of gear, like the old, what do you call it, like country rock stuff, early 70s kind of. And so, but the music was always a big part. Always played like a bit of Hendrix and a bit of Zeppelin as well. Yeah, the band and like, mate, I could go on, mate. Bands that I was sort of raised on. But my mum was the one that was into ska and reggae and soul and stuff like that. And but she'd never really get a look in because it's like, you know what it's like in the 70s. It's your dad's record player. You know what I mean? And here's the thing as well. Do you remember being a kid? Music centre. But do you remember as well? Being able, the day you were allowed to actually put a record on yourself, it was like a rite of passage, wasn't it? It was like that you could hold it properly and go like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever shit myself more in my life than putting the first record on ever and going
like
that.
Do you remember the little kit you got in a little?
Yeah, thing?
And it was like a bit of foam.
A
bit of foam. Well, no, not foam. Like a not Velcro, but similar to that. And you'd wipe it around with that.
Yeah.
And you had a little brush, and I never knew what the little brush was for.
Sometimes the brush would go on the actual stylus, wouldn't it, as well?
Right.
You'd have a brush on
You
there.
could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Your fingers. Yeah, no. That's
But not in my house. God, I reckon that was treasonable in my house. You'd probably be.
But yeah, do you remember the music centres then? The Sony Music Centre.
No, because my dad
had
had
like cassettes in it, didn't you? And,
but my dad never had none of that. What we had separates, like the old hi-fi 70s separates.
Oh, we were from a different part of film.
Like my dad had like an old Pioneer. I think he had a Grundig one or something, and he upgraded to Pioneer separate. Yeah, so he had a turntable, he had an amplifier.
Your specialist equipment here then.
Yeah, well, because I remember, do you remember the VU meter? And the needle used to go like that. And I used to watch that for hours. That was entertainment.
And another thing that...
During the 70s, in all the blackouts. Power cuts.
All the candles.
Just watch that one, I couldn't, because it wasn't on.
And rubbish bags all the way up the street.
Yeah. Leave your doors open, no.
Well, this is it. I mean, me and Jim, we've talked about this on our podcast as well, but do you remember... when you'd do a compilation tape for your mate?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you do the top,
science.
You do the top 40 on a Sunday, wouldn't you? But I remember, there was an art to a compilation tape, wasn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Depended who you were doing a compilation for. If it was a young lady, you did it a different way. He had a tempo, and he was putting it was subliminal messages.
We're
it
making our own...
It was like, how cool can I be?
Yeah.
And you'd put obscure shit you didn't even listen to, but you'd want them to think you were cool enough to know what it is.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Every song led into the other one. Yeah. You thought a lot. It was like early days of being a DJ or compiling. We could have worked for Telstar, mate. Anybody. K-Tel.
Now here's one. Do you ever do this work when you were a kid? Do you remember doing what's it called? Doing like a radio show.
Yeah.
Like almost recording yourself and maybe your brother or whatever on a tape. And then what you do is you...
Doing it now,
yeah. No, but what you do is you...
Pretending to be stars.
You basically... You record the top 40 and you try and get Dave Lee Travis edited out and you sort of put yourself in there and so the next one coming up is the...
That's right.
And you'll have the old DJ voice. So it's coming in now.
Well, I mean, growing up when we grew up, are we that different in age?
46...
I'm 32, so quite different in age, But I remember, the standout tracks for me was around that 78, 79 era.
Yeah.
The Vapors, Turning Japanese.
It was a bit later, about 80. That was 1980.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean,
for me, I'll tell you why you say
right.
that because for me, I remember 77, 78, 79 was very much the era of disco.
Yeah,
and the early tracks I remember were like disco tracks.
But we didn't have that in my house. That's
no,
the difference.
no, we had an auntie. We had an auntie
forbidden.
who was into all that.
That was forbidden.
forbidden.
It was, you know. We kind of had rock and roll, and that was about it. Hello, Jim. You all right, Jim?
All right.
All right, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't go anywhere without people know Jim.